Hi everyone, in this video we will see about performance of protective relaying. Whenever fault occurs in a particular zone, so in a particular zone any fault occurs, what the first step is, the primary relay should be activated and isolate the fault. Suppose the primary relay is fails to operate, so what is the next step? The secondary relay, the backup relays surrounding that area, so surrounding that neighbor area, any backup relay is there, so that relay should be operate and isolate the fault. That is called performance of protective relay. So now we will see, when a fault occurs in a particular zone of a power system, the primary relay of that zone are expected to operate and initiate isolate of the faulty element from the LD system. However, the backup relay surrounding that area also alert by the fault and being to operate. Suppose primary relay is fails, the backup relay is to come to picture and operate, isolate the fault from the power system. That is the performance of relays. So now relay performance is generally classified as three types. One is correct operation and second one is incorrect operation. Third one is no conclusion. The correct operation means the relay operations are corrected and correctly operating. The operation is as per the plan and program. The operation is plan and program means that is called correct operation. There are some cases, what will happen? Correct but unwanted operations. If all relays are associated equipment perform correctly, then the operation is not desired or anticipated. Operation is correct, then there is no problem. Sometimes, some of the cases, what will happen? Incorrect operations. So any failure occurs, any fault occurs, some of the relays will not operate, or will some other relays will operate. Those operations is called incorrect operations. Incorrect operation of the relay can be causes the incorrect isolation of an unfaulted area. Sometimes unfaulted area also, that those relays also will operate and will isolate the fault. That is called incorrect operation. Then no conclusion. When one or more relays have or appear to have operated, one or more relays, sometimes backup relays and primary relays both will operate. So there is no conclusion. So which relay is operated? So either primary relay is operated or backup relay is operated. So there is no conclusion. Those type of situations are comes under no conclusion. That is under relay performance characteristics. So these are the performance of protective relay. So next we will see the classification of protective relays. So these classifications are very important. So which relay comes under which classification? Sometimes they may ask you to explain the classification of relays. So this question is asked 2 or 3 times. So you have to remember all type of relays. So under classifications, the first one, classification of protective relays based on technology. So based on technology, relays are classified into 3 types. One is electromechanical relays, static relays, numerical relays. So based on technology, so 3 types. And classification of protective relays based on speed and operation. Instantaneous relays, time delay relays, high speed relays, ultra high speed relays. Instantaneous relays, time delay relays, high speed relays, ultra high speed relays based on speed and operation. Next one, classification of protective relays based on their generation of development. Generation of development also based on technology only. So technology is so depends on, so technology how it will changes based on generation, right? You have to remember, based on the generation of development, based on their technology, both it will be similar. The first generation relays, electromechanical relays, and second generation relays, static relays, and third generation relays, numerical relays. If you go back to previous slide, based on technology, if you see electromechanical relays and static relays and numerical relays. If you see based on generation also, so these types of relays are same: electromechanical, static, numerical relays based on generation development also. Next one, classification of protective relays based on their function. So this is very important. Specific function, specific relay we will use. Suppose currents, if you want to control, we will use overcurrent relays. Voltages, if you want to check voltages, if you take a consideration, so we will use under voltage relays. Impedances, if you see, if you take consideration, so we will see the impedance relays. Next one, frequencies, if you see, if you consider, so we will see we will take under frequency relays. Next one, directionals, direction, which direction comes, directional relays we will use. So classification of productive relays based on their function is, first one is overcurrent relays, and second one is under voltage relays, impedance relays, under frequency relays, directional relays. So these are the classification of relays. So one more also is there. So nowadays we'll use microprocessor based and also some of the electronic devices. So those type of relays also we'll use. Now classification of productive relays based on comparators. So this is the comparator, multiplexer, off full adder. No, so based on those technologies also we have some relays. Single input comparator and dual input comparator, multi input comparator. Single input means it will compare only one input. Dual input means it will compare two inputs. So either it may consider current and voltage, right? And multi-input comparator. So multi-input means it may consider current it will compare, voltage will compare, frequency will compare, power will compare. So there is a multi-input compare. So these are the classification of relays. Next we will see about automatic reclosing. Why it is required automatic reclosing? About 90% of faults on overhead lines are transient nature. So we cannot specify, we cannot this time only, this place only fault will occur. So we cannot specifically tell about where the fault will occur. That is a transient nature. Transient faults are caused on lightning. So where the lightning, where the thunders will comes there, so fault will occur. External bodies falling on the lines. Such faults always associated with arcs. Such faults associated with arcs. if the line is disconnected from the system for a short time. Suppose the line, any line is connected between two points short time, the arc is extinguished and the fault disappears. So immediately after this, the circuit breaker can be reclosed automatically to restore the supply. So using zones of operation, right? So immediately what circuit breaker? So reclose automatically and restore the supply. So these are comes under automatic reclosing. So whenever fault occurs, the automatically it will isolate and automatically it should be closed. So this comes under automatic reclosing. So most of the faults where it will occur is extra high voltage lines. That is also caused by the lightning. So lightning, due to lightning, most of the faults will occur, right? So in next video we will see about current transformer production and voltage transformer production. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you.